As found out for the duration of Tuesday's Oscar nominations, the exceptional actress race comes down to two familiar young stars, Emma Stone and Natalie Portman, a Hollywood icon, Meryl Streep, and across the world cherished call, Isabelle Huppert, and one clean face, Ruth Negga. Now is transferring position as Mildred Loving, one half of the couple that helped to legalize interracial marriage in the United States, earned Loving its handiest Oscar nomination on Tuesday. The nomination is the ultra-modern win for Negga, who broke out on TV, before stealing our hearts in Loving and catching our eye along with her impeccable award circuit style. Get to know one among Hollywood's most up-to-date faces beforehand of the Oscars on February 26, and examine the whole listing of Oscar nominees right here. She's Ethiopia-born, Ireland-raised and London-taught. Now become born in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, to an Irish mom and an Ethiopian father. While she was 4, her circle of relatives moved to the UK, and Negga was raised in Limerick, Ireland, before going to London after her father died in a vehicle accident whilst she turned into 7. I had quite a scattered early life, she advised The Guardian. I used to be Irish in London, due to the fact I had my secondary college education there. I by no means certainly equipped everywhere. She studied acting at Trinity College in Dublin earlier than making her debut within the 2004 Irish film Capital Letters. A string of helping movie roles, theatre productions and BBC applications observed. In an interview with Inquirer, she involved that Hollywood's narrow-mindedness on race has ended in her ethnicity costing her roles. I've long gone into auditions and that I suppose they have an assumption approximately me when they see my image and then I open my mouth and that they say, "Where exactly are you from? And you have been born in Ethiopia? But you're Irish, but you furthermore MGHT type of sound English. That's surely abnormal," she said. "They want to position you in a container now. That's how they have a tendency to do it there, so if you don't in shape in that container, it makes it greater difficult." Her capacity breakout function in 12 Years a Slave changed into Reduce. Negga's Hollywood career began heating up in 2013, when she booked ordinary part within the television display retailers of SHIELD. Even extra thrilling, she became forged in Steve McQueen's Oscar-prevailing 12 Years a Slave, because the fiery runaway slave Celeste, one of the most rebellious characters in Solomon Northup's book. However, what could have been the actress' first large Oscars moment ended up on the cutting room floor. As screenwriter John Ridley explained to NPR, they spent several days filming scenes of Negga escaping via a crocodile-crammed swamp. However, the photos turned into in the end cut from the final movie, leaving her person with just a quick appearance. That's a real understatement. Negga informed the Irish Instance is approximately her 12 years disappointment. "I got a call from director Steve McQueen, and I knew as quickly because the smartphone commenced ringing, I simply knew," she stated. "He let me down gently." She stole scenes in AMC's Preacher, before she changed into breaking superb courtroom obstacles in Loving. Negga became cracking skulls because the gun-toting tulip in the extremely bloody AMC series Preacher, which premiered last 12 months. Her function as the titular person's ex-female friend proved the actress can play movement anti-heroines simply, in addition to she can inspirational historical figures. Negga praised her Preacher role to the dad or mum I'm about to move off and play a man or woman who is in the beginning white and blonde and has genuinely huge boobs, and none of these matters apply to me, she stated, describing Tulip's authentic look in the picture novels. She changed into an early awards the front-runner. She racked up early reward with her position in Loving, beginning at Cannes Movie Pageant in May. Additionally, primarily based on the actual lifestyles tale of Richard and Mildred Loving, Negga stars alongside Joel Edgerton because the movie follows the couple on the middle of the 1967 very best court docket case Loving vs. Virginia, the ruling that eliminated laws prohibiting interracial marriage. Negga, a breakout from AMC's Preacher, is an instant awards contender, Brian Trout wrote in America Present Day 3 Celebrity Review. As Mildred, she fuels a great deal of the movie's emotion, sitting in prison pregnant, managing spouse and children divided on whether her love is worth being in quasi-exile, and needing to return to farm life for the coolest of her children. Negga gives her vulnerability, however, also electricity of coronary heart. Oscar so it ends with this year's nominee class. She's a believer within the energy of black women. In interviews surrounding Loving, Negga spoke out approximately how stories of inspiring black women during history, long overlooked in Hollywood, want to be told. Numerous ladies of color's stories from the civil rights technology had been sidelined, she informed Scream Daily. It's time for a renaissance, surely, of a celebration of their contribution. There have been a number of black girls involved inside the civil rights war, in a completely energetic way. There are numerous person testimonies which are fascinating. Mildred is simply one among them. In an interview with USA Nowadays, Negga spoke about how her person of Mildred gave her husband Richard energy. Many black girls, that's what they did for plenty black guys, she says. Often their function in society was to provide them again their power. It's thrilling that during this case it's a white man. I don't assume we've seen that very regularly earlier than. Reputation nonetheless makes her anxious. Despite her high-wattage public appearances, Negga remains adjusting to the Hollywood limelight. I discover it a piece overwhelming every now and then, she instructed America Today at the Toronto International Film Festival. I'm shy at public talking, that's difficult. But I love this film ... and that I think it's professionally and individually one of the best things that ever took place to me. Ruth Negga copes with Loving highlight. She's a growing Hollywood-style megastar. Negga's metallic Louis Vuitton robe on the Golden Globes launched her onto many quality dressed lists. In truth, her crimson carpet fashion has been on point in the course of award season, from her airy Valentina robe on the Palm Springs movie competition.